Jiggy jiggle. Jiggy jigga. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. I'm gonna get it. What's going on, y'all? Give me one moment. I'm about to get this in the chat. And we're gonna get it running. Can you see? Run it. Let's see. Come here. Refresh this. And get the link. Got it. Copy link address. And paste this into the chat room. Bang. And let's stable that and drag this over here so that y'all can see the Discord, because there is some stuff in the Discord, and I thank the tribe that helps. Oh, speaking of which, let me hit the tribe up with the quickness. So I let them know I'm recording. Boop boop. Give me 1 second, y'all. My apologies. This is gonna be a lot of this stuff now is gonna get automated. So this is gonna get easier for me to do in a quick second. Hold on 1 second. Okay, give me one moment. There we go. It's having some craziness happening over here. Everything wants to go crazy right now. Okay, I think we got it. Yep. Let me go down here. Give me a second. Hey, there we go. And then this. Boom. Oh, really, yo? Really? Give me one moment. We're gonna get started in a minute. Oh. There we go. Copy that. Escape. Get that down to the bottom. And then put that here. Booyah. There we go. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Unable to connect to chat. That is weirdo. Hold on. Okay, let's see if we are rocking with the best. It looks like we are. All right, check. What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone is well. My name is J Tragic Jeffrey. I am the CEO, co-founder of ToxicHustle Media. Our goal is a simple one. Well, not really. It's freaking complex as all to be damned. My goal right now is to grow a distribution outlet for media, for myself, some friends, family, in whether it be artistic, music, and then of course, because I was thinking about how I could scale that for not just myself and others, it's to a point where it's going to be able to be scalable for multiple people. Right, so where we're talking about scaling our distribution network to hundreds, if not thousands, of other individuals that are creating art or helping in the media process, right? So it's like, how do we create media and distribute media in an automated way? Now, why am I even thinking about that? Well, I worked for companies, I've worked for corporations, and in one of my videos, I told you most of these companies are about 5 years behind, typically, right? And that's if I went when I worked at the bank and I was learning web design, and I came in there with my tools for web design so that I could be competitive and fast. I had optimized my process to such an extent that I could generate content faster than all of their web designers that they currently paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for. And it was just the tools, right? It's what tools you have. It's leverage. How do you leverage technology in your favor to increase your efficiency? And that was the first thing I do. Before I do anything else is I look for efficiencies. I look for some type of systematic approach or some kind of revenue stream, whether it be development, what have you. And then I'm looking at efficiencies. How efficient is that process and how do I earn in it? Whether it be I charge for services like web design, web development, or graphic design, right? Or mixing, mastering. So there's plenty of opportunities to always do service work. Now, my goal is for you to understand and what the loophole of the most of the digital economy has been the fact that we couldn't do anything else besides earn because there was no investment there was really no investment opportunities that we could say was in a growth sector, right? Technology for the most part you got had to get in at 2000, and what you were doing was riding high on after the crash, riding high on the pump of technology coming back. Once it had a better fundamental process on, yeah, I'm an internet company, but I have a process of how I make money via the internet. There is a process for earnings. And that's what we learned with Google. That's what we learned with Facebook. That's what we learned with Apple when they transitioned from just the hardware to the App Store, right? We're talking about technology plays, software plays. How do you leverage hardware for software plays? Why is this important? Because software's been eating up the job market, but we've been, as MG says, cute and clamorous about how we deal with that. All right? So what we're going to talk about today is the transition that has not only been happening into this digital fiat or electric fiat. That's the best ways to do it. I don't want to say digital because we got to deal with electric money, right? It'll make it simpler for the mind if we just don't deal with blockchain or don't deal with PayPal transactions, don't deal with subscriptions, just deal with electric money. Analog means human energy, right? When I say analog, when you hear me in the Musical Geniuses Cash Lane room, link in the description, when you hear me talking about digital money, I'm really talking about electric money. Or analog money, right? Analog is human money, the human labor, the manual labor. Now we're going into electric money, which is the robotics, the software, the digital microtransactions. And we're going to talk about those microtransactions, especially in music. Because again, I'm a musician. This is a media company that's going to promote me, an artist, a rapper, producer, but I need distribution and I need to be able to push my content someplace else. And I wanted to push my best friend's content someplace else. And I wanted to push another producer's content someplace else. So now I had to scale because I got to push 3 other people, right? Well, what if I have to push 10? Because I have friends that have friends, right? And then what if I got to push 100? Well, then I got to push 100. Then I got to, what if I could push 1,000? Well, then I have a service. If I can do something for 1,000 people, the same thing that I do for myself, right? Isn't that what my king told me? Love thy brother as you love yourself. So anything now that I'm going to do for myself, I just make sure to be my quote unquote brother's keeper. Well, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure that software scales to my brothers. That's the reason why I'm even doing any of the stuff that y'all see me doing. I'm making a transition to digital hardcore because the pivot I did last time was 1996, 97. I pivoted into hardware, software, HTML, and then that road all the way to being a web designer, being a web developer, right? Then being UI, UX, user interface, which is the screens that y'all are like this. Whole screen here is a user interface. You can interface with it. You can click on stuff, right? You can click 100 and put you're interfacing with software. That's the interface. Experience, UX, user experience. How does it feel? How many clicks does it take to do a thing? It should take no more than 3 clicks to get an action done. 1, 2. done. That's even better, right? Don't do more when you can do more with less. That is efficiencies. And what we're going to talk about today is all the freaking efficiencies coming for digital things, these things that are going to be connected to the internet. This Internet of Things looks different. This is one of them. And I want to go extreme for a second. This is a thing. This will probably be Wi-Fi, GPS enabled, which would make it an internet connected thing. This is an internet thing. This internet thing is called an eVTOL, right? Or an electric vertical takeoff landing vehicle. And they're in production. They're working on these things. You can call them drones. What if drones got bigger and you can sit your behind in it? And it could fly you someplace. These electric vehicles, as you can see, are boats, planes, trains, and automobiles are all going to be electrified. And then what's going to power that? See, we're going to talk about China's power situation, but y'all, this hustle that China's flipping towards is the most serious move and pivot that's done. And they're willing to shake up the next 5 years to be able to win for 20. Within 10, they will be a serious threat. But we're making our own maneuvers. All the electricity generating revenue machines, i.e. Bitcoin miners, flew to Texas, flew to Georgia, flew to New York, flew to some in California, but you know, California is kind of too expensive for that. So they'll move it out into the deserts next to these power stations. Right? Wind stations, solar stations. We're also starting to look at these pipelines the oil pipelines that are pulling up oil, but they don't pull up a lot. Guess what? They pull up enough to be able to burn energy, and they could be mining crypto. So now these old things that can't make you any money and have been loss leaders are turning back on and are revenue generators. So we're going to deal with electric fiat because, y'all, this is just what it's going to be. But before we get into that, we're going to get into just the market as a whole really fast, right? Because I want to get this in and out, pause, as fast as possible. Because like I told y'all, I don't give two damns about the market as it stands because we know, one, it's manipulated, and two, since it's in a halving pattern, the pattern's going to play out the way it plays out. But we are going to look at the fundamentals. Is the energy consumption hash rates, right? How many transactions per second, terahashes. So you think of it like megabytes, right? Think about megahertz, gigahertz, right? Think about terahash was megahash, gigahash, terahash. So you're looking at this as no different any machine. Hash rate is transactions. How many transactions per second? How many terahashes transactions per second? Is it going up or down? It's going up. That means more machines are online to hash out stuff. So as long as that's happened, the fundamentals of Bitcoin are steady and holding. We will have the halving cycle will end, and this hash rate will drop, and the price of Bitcoin will fall when it no longer is going to be fundamentally viable for the older machines to stay online. So they will begin to turn them off, which will cause the crypto hash rate to begin to drop. Because remember, we just did a halving cycle, and that halving cycle means what these miners make gets cut in half. That's what the halving, when I keep saying a halving cycle, it means that people have to reinvest in new hardware, because guess what? The hardware they had 4 years ago don't make as much. It's making even less, and it probably is not going to make enough to pay for the electricity that it takes to keep it on. So we've just got to understand that over time, these machines, people are putting better machines online, and those better machines are getting better hash rates for lower electricity, which means they're going to have other people turning off their machines. That's ASIC mining. So as long as the machines are coming online, we're fundamentally sound, and we have energy rates going up, right? We're right now in a greed index, but it ain't going to matter because we're going to keep on pumping. More and more revenue. We're reaching an all-time high over how much the total market cap is in the system. We have broken past our highest high. And we're going to keep going because it ain't done yet. We also are in the merge of this week. We've got another contract in our Bitcoin futures getting ready to pop off. Why is that even important? That's important because bang! What did I tell you was going to happen right around here? I said we're going to keep running up. Now, right now, they're pulling this down. Remember, what's happened is there was a flash crash, and that flash crash on Binance is causing issues right here. But I want y'all to understand one thing only. They can try to pull this crap down, but there's one problem they're going to have. Them options are getting ready to expire regardless. So regardless of how they feel about it, them options going to expire at the end of this week. So by the end of this week, which is next on the 29th, right? So next week. So Biden, this is the last chance they got to try to pull this thing down, to try to get it lower before them options expire. Because when them options expire, this thing gonna snap on up. So this is it. This week, we had a run all the way up here, we're getting a little bit of a pullback, but we ain't gonna get back to this purple, and that's major. We're barely even getting off of this, like hitting this line. Let me actually zoom in and see how this line looks. Are we hitting it? I'm as zoomed in as I can, huh? I'm as big as I can. We touched it, but again, we're still right here. So we're down here. So we're here. We touched it, but people don't like that, and it's getting pulled back up. So again, why is this important? Right now, the market is what the market is, and it honestly doesn't even matter. Now, there's a few things that are going on in crypto, in the news of crypto, that I want to bring up, and then we're going to get into what this title of the video is about. Because like I said, the news is not as important when we already mapped out the fact that these dips happened when these dips happened. There is no signature mark for a dip here, and it's not going to fall down here. This is a run-up. And again, with the options expiring on the 29th, which is this week over here, that's going to shoot this up and continue this march up until this drop happens in this week over here of November, before we have another springboard back up for the last of the Mohican before this thing here drops the entire market down. So in this zone is going to be an exit strategy. So I'm not looking at news so much because, again, it's been following the pattern. And for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 strikes, I mean, you can't shoot that many threes from full court. You can't shoot 5 threes in a row. And I'm hitting 5 threes in a row, and the videos have already proved that. So we're going to move on because, like I said, the news can't tell me jack if the chart is showing me what it's showing me during the halvening cycle, that there is a pattern to the halvening, and it's going to make Bitcoin move a certain way, and Bitcoin controls the waters. It controls the markets. When Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins go up. When Bitcoin goes down, the altcoins go down, period, right? Bitcoin is the ocean. All other things are tides and tributaries. So what I'm looking at is, where is there going to be some revenue for these tributaries that you can make some money when it comes to potentially crypto when Bitcoin gets boring next year, and it's going to. For those of you that don't know, Bitcoin has a halvening cycle, and the last time I played in it was 2017, and then it pumped, and then it crashed and was boring. And this is what crypto winter looks like, right? Till the end of, November around 2022, it's going to drop even further. And then we will be at the, hold on one second, y'all. Damn it. Hold on. All right, my apologies, y'all. It never fails, man. Damn doorbell rings, and you got to stop the daggone doggies from barking it up. All right, so halvening cycle happened. We get crypto winter. So November, we have a dip. And at the end of November, that's when I'm looking back into the market heavy. Because after that, we see there is a run up right before that next halvening cycle. Of course, there is we have some time before there is a dip, but that dip is right before another pump. So 2024 is the next halvening cycle. So for me, like I said, as long as it's following this pattern of a halvening pattern, and from these last numbers, we've actually seen that from the last few when we hit it here, 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 and here. So we have another dip we're expecting and another pump that we're expecting before the last of this halvening cycle. So the news I'm looking for isn't to worry about where the coin is. I'm not investing right now. Where did I tell y'all to invest if y'all followed, right? Where was I telling y'all I was buying the dip? I told y'all I was buying it here. So from here to here is my profitability. Why am I chasing the dragon? Now, yeah, you're going to get some money here. That's why I'm telling y'all there's still investment, because it can still hit where we think it's going to hit, which is the 100,000 zone. And you'll still have this gain to this gain, which is still a sizable gain. So it's not a bad, even here, I'm just not going heavy. Why? Because I went heavy here. I'll get into certain things that are kind of pumping, that might be interesting, that's going to help as a media company. I want to put my media into other places, whether it be NFTs, whether it be games, whether it be advertising inside a browser for inside like the Brave browser, and using the Brave browser as advertising to be able to market whatever my assets are digitally throughout the multiverse. Instead of using Google ads, right? I could use Brave tokens, because I've been earning those and I've been trading those and earning on those earnings. So I'm looking at my digital fiat as saying, I'm going to pay differently for advertising. I'm going to pay differently to be able to put my music product placement. How do I place my product? Before, I would place it into movies. Well, movies are now web series. Web series are controlled by individual people who can put stuff out on their own, creating these new virtual economies. And one of those, and I want to thank the tribe, somebody in the tribe. Give me a second. Let me pull up this. I actually want to thank Current. I want to thank Current for, and let me put Current inside the tribe list right now. I'm going to put you as part of the Cash Lane crew, man, because you've been helping out as well. Oh, really? I'm going to have to, hold on. Because we got to give props to, I want to give props where props is due. Oh, okay, I know I can do. Got it. I just have to put an at. And then put the, there it is. Boom. There we are. Boom. I want to thank Current for this video right here. And I want to show y'all this video right here. And this is why I'm thanking him for this. Let me put this on mute.
Hulu ad man.
Oh, again, when I say web series, I mean Hulu's buying shows, and some of my friends are getting shows, and then the music that is getting put on the back end of that, you can earn royalties on. So now, this is why I'm thanking Current, because what I told y'all and how in my video here, when I told you, what's the name of this title one? Digital media model. I think it's in there. No, here it is. The corporations are 5 years behind. The metaverse one, I believe it's in here, but it's really damn near in any one that I'm talking about. It can be in gaming as well, but I'm mostly in the metaverse one. I think I showed in there how I'm going to get my content. So I gave you my workflow of how I'm going to get my content out of a piece of software called Real Illusion and be able to import that into Unreal Engine. But the way I'm going to be able to do this is I'll be able to do all of my show and entertainment or getting everything recorded inside there, export it all, and then just render what I want to render. And I'll be able to use a motion capture suit. I'm going to be able to get a helmet, put a iPod Touch phone or iPod Touch into the a cradle. It's going to watch my facial movements and it's going to record my facial movements for the character. That is currently what this person is doing here. So let me just speed this up because there's no real reason to show you it in real time when we're not even playing. But you'll see he's showing you all this metaverse, and he's kind of what this is almost like a show dealing with the metaverse, and you can see his facial movements. He's talking, and how he's pulling some of this off. Now I'm gonna. It's kind of like jump ahead, but you can see he's showing you iPhone because he's using an iPhone. Xsense body capture. Unreal for the performance. I have another piece of program that I'm using for that. MetaHuman, so he can design whatever humans he wants. That's also an Nvidia thing, right? So that's Nvidia. There's a marketplace for props and everything else. And Falcon Northwest, my PC. Right? Manus hand capture. So that's, I guess, a hand capture device. That's this on his hands. So he's showing you how he's getting this done, and all of this where he's eating, all of that's happening in real time. So it's important to understand our business and how we do business has literally changed. He has cameras inside this scene. Right? You're setting up scenes inside of, you're lighting everything inside here, you're shooting stuff. He's doing all this inside Unreal. I would be doing it in another program, getting all my scenes in another program, and just bringing and translating that all back into Unreal after the fact. So instead of trying to code it in Unreal, I'll be doing it someplace else and then exporting it in and rendering it in real time in Unreal. He's also showing how he has the headband and all that other stuff. So if you look at this, this is a avatar vlogger, right? And we also have this start, like, and they're already showing a talent search, right? So the talent search is called Alter Ego, is the new talent search for Alter Ego is the new talent search for virtual talent. So they've already begun the process of getting ready to pay for virtual talent. So everything I'm about to show you is me getting y'all ready to understand, are you producing for them? Are you doing graphics for them? Are you helping with getting promotion for them throughout multiverses and multi-games? Are you streaming and playing the music in the background and getting royalties because you're earning? Right? Speaking of which, give me a second. I need to, because I know I'm about to show y'all some royalties. So give me a second. Let me make sure I'm still logged in. I'm not. So, boom, let me fix that. Good. All right. So like I said, as you see, this is real-time animation, Unreal Engine being able to utilize this and have these interactive experience virtually, physically. So here, they're showing you physically virtual entertainment, but then what's going to happen when this is now virtual entertainment in virtual worlds? Virtual world concerts, virtual world shows. And they've already proved that to you with Travis Scott. Right? Let me go to YouTube because I want to actually get live with this stuff, right? So Travis Scott. Fortnite. Right? So he had a Fortnite event. And there you go. You can see what people were dropping in, and so when I say that the virtual concert's going to be different, let me show you what Travis Scott's virtual concert kind of looked like. Now, when I say you can set up environments, set up scenes, set up for concerts, understand your concerts are not going to be the same concerts you're used to. This is the digital version of a concert. Let me speed up this. Can I speed this up? Hold on. Nope, I can. Yes. Boom. So let's speed that up so that we can get this going. All right. So let me skip through a little bit. All right. Something's coming. All right. So this is the beginning of the show. Like, that's crazy, right? So you're not just dealing with a screen. You're dealing with a full interactive environment and how that people can enjoy that environment. Now, what if he's wearing a motion capture suit and is rapping in real time with this in a motion capture suit like I've just shown you? What if you can do that? What kind of concerts can you now build in Unreal? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what we think a concert is going to change. How we interact with a concert is going to change. And you think that people are going to want to stand in line, stand out there, and then if they got NFTs that can do stuff at this event and they can be a part of this event, and like because they own those NFTs, some capture of them and in the event is gonna happen so that when they light off their stuff, it's recorded and they're part of the show as if they're part of the show. So you understand what I'm getting at, right? It's crazy the interaction points we're gonna be able to generate and do based off of this new idea of a digital verse. Give me a second. I'm trying to, there we go. So that's what I want to at least jump into before now. So now we're going to get, so now now that we got that started, right? So now that you can see when I'm talking about digital fiat, I want you to understand we're talking about digital media experiences. That I'm not talking about a particular coin. I'm not hopiuming. There's no hopium in my rap. I'm not hoping something's going to happen. I'm going to show exactly what's going to happen because the system has no choice at this point than to make these strategic moves because the wolf in plain sight is automation and computers. Dreaming of electric sheep with electric fiat is our topic. Why do I say dreaming of electric sheep? And do androids dream of electric sheep was literally where the film Blade Runner came from. You can see right here it says the book served as the primary basis of the 1992 film Blade Runner. Right? Many of it was also in Blade Runner 2049. Electric sheep. Do androids dream of electric sheep? Right now, we have androids out in the world. Phones, foldable devices, TVs. But did you know that Android is actually Linux? Or you can say Linux-based. Linux, it has a Linux kernel. They're basically best friends. I can run Android stuff on within a environment on Linux, Chrome, things of that nature within this environment. Vice versa, I can also run Unix commands on an Android system or Linux commands, right? Thing is that these devices, y'all, are starting to get real small. HDMI, we're talking about, you've got Nvidia. Nvidia has their Nvidia Shield. That's TV. Of course, it has Android on it, Android TV. Now, I like taking things a step further and tell you we don't stop here. We go one more step down to the board underneath, essentially, some of these things. And you can look at the price tag. This is the Nvidia Jetson Nano. It's a board. You can get a board. It's a chip. But then it attaches to this. You can attach it to a board, and then that board will give you like USB 3 and it's like 8 gigabytes of RAM on it, and of course it has GPU power. Now, if you can get 4 gig, 2 gig, 8 gig boards for this. And I also showed you that I'm going to be using this to run on a Turing Pi. Let me pull that up right now real quick. Turing. I'm going to be using this board again. Where are you? This board here that you see, this Nano. I can put that on this board, 4 of those cards. And of course, if I have 4 of those cards running, if I have the Xavier NX, that basically gives me 6 cores and 8 gigabytes of RAM. So what happens if I build a device using that and put it in an enclosure that gives me HDMI and all that other stuff on it? What could I build? Well, I showed you what I could build. I could build one of these devices, basically. I just need a remote control, and Android TV will give me that. Now, I can automate Android TV, which is going to be my goal in my next project, because I already put the server up. I got my Linux server running, and I'm doing things on the back end with automation with that. I've already started. And then the next thing I'm doing now is I want to build a media device. Why? Roku is about to get their ass handed to them. Not only as a stock, but as a company. They're about to lose Google. Because Google wants more power. Because actually Google knows that Roku and their proprietary crap is about to get their asses handed to them. Because I can build, isn't this a Roku? I mean, isn't that a Roku? Kind of, sort of. I can plug it into a TV, right? And there's better enclosures for this. Like I said, there's some dope, like where it looks like, let me see if I got any, let's see if there's any images for like dope enclosures. Like you can see there's a ton of different things that are out here that you can get to make it look stylish, to have your own box to cover that and have like the HDMI and all that other stuff. It can be as ugly or as flashy as you want it to be. But the thing is, you're basically creating an Android TV box. You just need a remote control. Or you can buy an Nvidia Shield, because it is really dope. And then you can side load things like Tasker. Let me show you that, because I'm about giving Tasker, Android. If you didn't know Android could be automated, boom, in your app store is a program called Tasker. And Tasker, which I use, they have a whole system of automation. Let me go to, if you click here, that's the actual company, his company name. And you can see Auto Apps. Auto Apps is a whole system of apps that will include you getting Tasker and all these other things, hooking into APIs, being able to, there's so much you can do. Now, what if I hook Tasker and had it automating stuff with my Android TV? So like, for instance, just for inky dink, let's say I have Netflix. Here's a problem I have. I have a Roku device. Because Roku's an a-hole, they don't have something like Keep It Alive. All right, I want to be able to have my stuff playing at night, because I pay for a lot of broadband. So if I want to watch internet on my I don't want regular TV, I'm going internet TV. But I want smart internet TV. But my internet smart TVs aren't really smart. They don't keep my Hulu open for me. What could I do? I could write an automation script here inside Tasker, right? I could create an automation script. Want to see if they show you a video of what Tasker can do. So yeah, you can turn on the lights. You can automate real things, physical things. You can automate your phone. You can automate a TV. All of this stuff from your phone, right? So Tasker, but Tasker is an Android program. But if I load it on the television set with my Android TV software, what did I just create? I created a robotic television. So whenever Hulu pops up, if you're still there, my Android, will you please close that shit out for me? Or when I'm listening to anime and you know that damn music gets hyper loud with all the a loud ass like electrified music that plays, why don't you skip that for me? Or skip the intro for me if you know what I'm watching. Hey, if I'm watching pattern out listening the first time that you watch a show, and if that show changes from where the audio and a long form of music is playing, something longer than like 20 seconds, and it's loud at this decibel level, that means you're probably in an intro. Mark where it is, and then mark where that music stops, and what screen do you see? Or I map and say that let's just say I tell it, hey, for this season, the intro stops or the show starts typically at this season or this level, but you can't tell because intros change. That's why I say listen to the audio, and if the audio is over a certain decibel, keep skipping until the decibel level is reasonable again for audio, and then play again. What I just described is what I just want to do to automate my livable space. That automation is going to come to everybody when they realize that they have access to this technology, when they have access to programming their life. What we're going into is the dashboard economy. Websites are not important. My dashboard's important. My financial dashboard's important. My digital life is more important. What's in my account? What am I trading? What coins are going up, or what companies are going up? Who's got what companies are doing good or are getting enough apps on their network to have a decent network effect for me to think about who I'm going to put NFTs on? What network should I be buying? Efficiencies are brought about because of automation. What I'm showing you here is telecommunications. Why is this important? There's two things in America in the last century that automation has decimated. One of them, well, there's three. One of them we're going to talk about was the person that used to light the lights in a city that were oil lamps, right? We had oil lamps instead of light bulbs. They had oil lamps because they blew out everything and didn't know how to do the power grid no more. Go in the 3 a.m. room, you'll understand why. Fall of Granada type beats, 1492. But when they could no longer communicate, we, being what we was, began to get back into technology, and then you'll see the patents represent how we began to make efficiencies in the automation of telecommunications. There are patents with our names on them. Telecommunications employment seasonally adjusted, right? So wireless and wired, this is the jobs, the employment had been decreasing. 2014, decreasing. Remember, there used to be a telephone that used to hang on a wall that was plugged in via electricity, and if you unplug the house, the phone was gone. If you unplug the phone right now, you still can have a phone. That wired phone, you used to dial 0 and you talk to a human being, an operator. She lost her job because communications changed. We went digital. We now you didn't have to call somebody to patch you to a number. We had automated patching and routing systems via computers. Factory jobs have also disappeared. This is manufacturing. Manufacturing has gone automated. Our output had been ridiculously scaling because we outsourced everything and we also automated ourselves out of existence. So you can see employment has dropped, but you can see that we're basically flatlining. The curve is, we're talking about maybe 1%, 2%. And the last time I looked at it, it's about this, that 1%, 2% growth. So manufacturing factories, jobs are gone. Human labor, gone. Now, I'm going to explain the office space and just talk about the office space, that those jobs are gone. Because I can tell you right now, the office space jobs are gone. Right? We're talking about no need for HR. We're talking about no need for management, because can't the software manage itself? Well, if we have code managing code, don't we then just need to have a good data structure that we can say that we believe and trust this data structure? Yes. Then do we need like these smart little algorithms to kind of write things in an automated way with that data structure that we can feel is kind of trustless? Then yes. What do we have? We have blockchain and smart contracts. What is that going to do? Change how we do business contractually by automating it. It means lawyers will be reduced in their necessity. They should be aligned with programmers to help write out the scripts one time. And then once those scripts are written, you can basically map them to whatever industry you need, maybe drag and drop. If you add this level of complexity potentially. But let's not get back to this paper pencil pusher shit, because that is just for somebody else to keep having a job for the most part. And that's why government has also been being reduced in their labor force. I'm getting to the heart of the matter because it's about the business. And that is, we're going to start with the music business, right? Because that's the most important one right now. I tell my business partner on a consistent basis to go to CD Baby and upload his music. And I'm going to show you something, and I want y'all to understand. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I need you to understand something. What is it? Unlimited uploads? What is it that y'all what is it that the kids be using? Uploads, Spotify, right? DistroKid, right? I want to show y'all something with DistroKid, and I need y'all to understand this. Again, I'm not trying to be a dick, just trying to be real. You know what? Hold on. Give me a second, because I think I have a DistroKid account. Let me just log into it real fast, because I think they're trying to hide that data. Let me see. Do they have their pricing data here? No, they don't. But I'm going to show you something. Blue, 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 blue. Blue. Blue, 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 blue. Blue. C plans. Subscriptions. Unlimited uploads. Unlimited. Founder of CD Baby. Verify. Upload unlimited lyrics. Do. Customizable. Hold on. New. Because it's trying to hide this. They changed the back end, so I can't see it. Good. And YouTube. YouTube. Give me a second. All right. Let me drag this over here. DistroKid. DistroKid price. There we go. All right. I want to show you something. I want to show you something. I want to show you something. Okay. This is important because I want to let you understand why I am doing what I am doing, because I am trying to make sure I make money. Right? Let me show you this. You can upload for $79 a year, unlimited, all this great. I am so happy for you. But I want you to see one little gray area. For every release, it is $4.95 to get YouTube monetization. You get no music public, no administration, so you're not getting any royalties anywhere else. TuneCore, whatever, I don't know what but first single is $19 a year, whatever, right? But it's $4.95. So if you put a song out, every release, every song release is $4.95 to monetize it. Now, I don't know if that's $4.95 every single or $4.95 for the whole album. YouTube is a one-time fee for YouTube monetization. So you still got to pay $10 on TuneCore for every release. So for every album you make or every single you make, there will be or it's a one-time fee. So I guess you pay $10 one time and they'll give you whatever. I don't know. Look, I'm going to show you how simple this shit is for me because that's confusing. Look. I pay one fee to get my stuff in here. And from there, I want to show you where my royalties are coming from because I want to show you real-time shit. I don't want to show you no fake time shit, right? Let's go ahead and get 100 of these, right? And again, my royalties are low because I'm not in a marketing cycle. I haven't made a new album in a couple of years. I only made a beat album to test, again, as R&D. I will be doing some more beat albums because I do earn some revenue. But of course, vocals being on something does better. Now, I want to show you something. I want to show you I'm making money with Tencent. That's Chinese. This right here, I showed up on my radar, and I'm looking at this. Let me go search for Angami. Guess where I'm at? Boom. Arabic international music. Arab world. I'm in the Arab world, y'all. I'm making Arab money. Come on now. Did I pay for any of this? No. I paid one time. I get TikTok. Where's TikTok? Where the hell are you at, TikTok? Because I get TikTok money now. I'm showing this because I want you to know where you get royalties. I get YouTube content management publishing. So that's like, it's my music being played daily somewhere in something, a stream or whatever. A content ID sale. So they found my content in something. So I made some money because it was played someplace. So that's money that you're losing on the table. So what I'm showing you is what money y'all ain't getting for being on them. They're freaking raping. And I hate to use a word like that, but I just need it to be that intense. Like I come at them with the same energy they come at us with. See, I want y'all to remember, my father got his music stolen when I was a young kid. Good Morning America jacked him for some Caribbean steel drum playing that showed up in the morning. From the day after he heard his music, my dad went to a drunken spiral. So I understand what intellectual property means, and I've seen how they've treated us as loss leaders through this entire process. And I, being what I am, I'm a dick. And I'm an asshole. So I'm just kind of vindictive. My dad's situation, I'm kind of pissed about that. And I used to tell my business partner, we can't be young moguls because unless we own a portion of this industry, even 0.001%, I need to own a portion of this industry. I need to be earning in it. And then I'll think about how I can become a mogul in it, to say I'm a young mogul. And I said, by the time we get to be moguls, we ain't gonna be young no more. I'm an old mogul. I'll be an old mogul at this point. Right, so getting Arab world money here. 10 cent. Let's verify. I believe that's Chinese money. 10 cent. Boom. 10 Cent Holdings is a Chinese multinational technology conglomerate. I'm making Chinese money. No, 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 no. I'm back home, y'all. I'm Black Asiatic again. I'm already making money with my Arab brothers. Arab, right? Black, Arab. And I'm making money with my Asiatic family members. Come on. Come on, Cletus. Come on. You walk over, but you're limping back. Come on. Right? Amazon, US money, Spotify, royalties. That's what I say. I'm getting prepared, y'all. When I distribute my music, like my next album gonna be crazy. I'm gonna have some MG music on that. Best believe. I'm also gonna have some Tribe beats on there. Best believe. And I'm going to get it's TikTok right there. So it's already, and again, I didn't pay no extra money for this. My albums have been in there quite some time. And now I just make new money every time they find a new way to make money for me. They are custodians. And this is generational because now it goes to PayPal. PayPal goes to Coinbase. Coinbase goes to my Bitsgap bots. My Bitsgap bots now trade and earn me interest on my royalties, making me my own label. Yay me. Well, guess what? I just told you how to do it for your damn self. Right? Let me show you. Again, the hustle, the hustle, right? This is the robot that we did for the class, link in the description, that only had $1,000. The market dipped on us. We got, hold on one second. Gotta take this. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. Howard on the track. What's going on, my bro? So should I send some music then, or make my own songs? I don't know what you mean by should I send some music. You have to make your own music. Like, you have to think about your own copyrights. You got to think about your own, this is your copyright. So I put my own music up. Like, I'm a rapper, so I put my rapper stuff out. Like, so let me show you. Hold on, let me show you. Bloop, 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 bloop. It'll be easier to show than to tell. Just tell you that. Let me go to find my Spotify. Give me a second. Spotify. Let me see. Where is... Boom. I'm gonna drag, hold on. Gotta drag it into the other screen so you can see what I see. Here you go. And let me go tragic. Bam, 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 bam. There I am. Boom. So you can see here. Bam, bam. I have my, this is actually my second album. My first album I never put online. It's, I lost my daughter and it was my way of therapy. So I never put that album online. Hold on one second. I got a battery notice. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Just want to make sure my screen don't go off on me. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Don't want my son. Where's my thing for my screen? Are we good? I think we're good. All right. So I have my first album here, or my second album. Then I have this album here, which is my third album. Those are albums that I This album I just did a bunch of beat jacks on, so it's basically like a mixtape. And then this one was, again, that's why I call it Tragic Sacrifice. Again, it was a bunch of beat jacks that I made into a mixtape. Beat Chronicles was me testing to actually put out beats that I had had on BeatStars. So I actually took beats that I had on BeatStars and put it on there because I want, if my songs got picked up via playing it on YouTube, or somebody used it and they downloaded it through YouTube and then put it in their own streams on their own, my content ID, oh, that's my hustle, sorry. Hustle. This hustle is how I'm I'm concentrating on how I flip free music into revenue. So how do I give away a beat, but I still make money? So I can give it away now, but still make money. That's this strategy, which is I can put it on YouTube. Somebody is going to pirate it, use a YouTube downloader, put it in their music. But guess what? My content gets picked up here for the content ID, and I still get them royalties. Gotcha. Yahtzee. So that's my hustle on that. And then, of course, with any of my music being there, we're talking about, I can get ticked now because I'm on CD Baby. I get any place they pick up. So like I said, this is not on their website, but I'm making Chinese money now, right? I've always been making Amazon, got Spotify. Now I've got Arab money coming in. So that's a media company out there. So I am getting distributed in multiple places. Apple, right? Deezer, Facebook. You can see Facebook pays well. Let's look at Facebook. How many streams was that? Because to make 75 cents. So boom, I got 50 streams on Facebook. We should end this now, friend and you. We should end this now. We should end this now, friend and you. Those songs are pumping. Jeez, all right, get it. And that's only 250 plays, got 75 cents. See, these microtransactions add up, y'all. See, I'm making more royalties than most people and artists. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but again, if I'm concentrating on my physical digital distro, I'm looking at NFTs, that's content, that's intellectual property that's now being tied to digital assets that is now being distributed, and I get royalties based off that. I can get a 3% every time somebody sells an NFT, if I own all the art and everything else inside of it. What happens when we fractionalize the creation process of an NFT, where the graphics, somebody gets a portion of that, somebody gets a portion for the music that's on there, somebody gets a portion for marketing, somebody gets a portion for financing, what happens when all of that then helps something launch? And then there's a community side of that. It changes how we do business. And that's kind of why I want to bring this to y'all's attention, because I'm changing how I do business. I'm changing how I'm going to be able to be invested in and to invest in others. How I invest in my friends, how I invest in my family is going to change, because I'm telling my family, get working on media. What do you make? Do you write something? Do you have poems? That could be then themed to music. That could then be used as a meme. That then could be given to a business that we can do with a service that we do as a distribution service, and we can earn micro royalties by promoting other assets automated for businesses. See? Product placement. See, what we forgot was we've been relying on some other agency to find profitable investment for our assets. And it's just come to the point where, why aren't we doing it? They stopped us having a distribution network when they stopped Puffy, Jay Prince, Suge Knight, and Murder Inc. from being able to do that multi-conglomerate digital distribution deal they were going to do. And we got screwed out of having our own network again, because they're scared of our network of, like, who's the jiggiest suckers out here? Who sets trends out here? But they keep bottlenecking us. Well, that bottleneck has to release at some point, y'all. That's all I'm saying, is that what I'm showing you is just showing you these breaks are happening in the analog because they can't hold the tide in a cracked dam anymore. Their infrastructure for how they've been able to hold our river of creativity back, well, the walls were the television network, were the radio. Well, we don't watch TV and we don't listen to radio. So what happened? We moved elsewhere. Oh, so now we're in social media. Well, then who changed? Who now has to pay whom to get visibility? Well, now you have to pay. Well, that was Facebook. Well, then Facebook became the bottleneck. Well, now I'm not looking at them. They're too expensive. I'm out. So how do I then market? I've got to find new profitable ports of entry. This is a whole mariner thing, man. Moors, mariners, pirates on seas, which is the only way pirates could rob I and sell us to the merchant ship, like Bob Marley said in Redemption songs. He didn't say trappers or poachers, so we can already scratch out the whole African slave trade narrative where it refers to the indigenous. You know, dancing feathers type beats. Caribbean, dancing feathers. Louisiana, dancing feathers. Navajo, dancing feathers. Virginia, dancing feathers. Everywhere that there is a carnival, there's nothing more than dancing feathers. I'm a producer, so I guess beat tapes could work. Man, we need self-charging deceives. Beat tapes work. Because think about it this way. Think of it not as a beat tape. Think of it as potentially office music. I'm gonna show you an example. I'm in the catering industry with my future wife, right? And she cooks, and we end up being at multinational corporations like EY or Verizon. We've done major corporations where we've delivered food and fed them and their employees. So we've been inside a major electronics, digital technology company, and what was pumping over the air was lo-fi music. Now, what channel they use, I don't know if they use Spotify or whatever, but what if you were on the playlist being played and pumped through a Spotify that was pumped through in an office building? You still got streams. See, we just got to look at the fact that at this point, if you're looking at your music intellectual property is earning you transactions per stream, microtransactions. It's just a matter of getting your eyeballs or ears on your content. It's just finding profitable employment for your assets, devices. We need self-charging devices. We're getting them. If you're talking about electricity, we're already getting them. It's called the Internet of Things, connecting to charging stations. So like Tesla, having a house battery, and you have your Raspberry Pis or those devices in the home generating transactions for you based off of solar energy. And one of the things I showed y'all in the in here, if I'm not mistaken, I showed you some power. There it is. This right here. This is a wind farm for the side of a house. Again, credits. I'm talking about credits, man. Microcredits. This digital fiat we getting ready to roll with. There you go. See what it looks like? So you're talking about 360-degree availability to potentially catch wind. That's your box. What if I put a couple Raspberry Pis to do something or some other thing in here to generate some transactions per second because I have a wireless GPS thing here that connects me to like Verizon or T-Mobile, and now I can send all my transactions to the cloud in real time. Like I said, this is an energy fiat game. right? So music, this is just a portion, like, you know, like I showed you, like you're getting microtransactions like this YouTube, CMS publishing, right? You go in there, you see it's 0.0, that's like Bitcoin, except it's based off the US dollar. So when I tell you I'm looking at why I think about crypto a certain different way than most people who are all scared of it, is because I've been looking at this. This is my royalty statements. I've been looking at this for over 10 years. Or 5 years, I think. 5 or 7 years, something like that, since I've been with CD Baby. 10 years, 10 to 15 years if you think in general, because I was at another website. So this is the microtransaction. So I've been primed for this. And I'm just looking for more ways. How do I turn my revenue into more things? So if I'm earning my royalties and then I put my royalties behind a trading bot like this, understand this trading bot made 33% in 4 months. Profit, $340. We have $1,632, and I'm sure I can do another trade right now. Let me see. I have USDC, I've got BTC. All right, so let's go USDC and see if I have any trades I could potentially do. I already have that. I already have that. I already have that. I don't have that, but that's ETH, BTC, and I don't want to do Euro. So if I wanted to do this, I have a trade where I could trade this right now. And let's say if I do 2.98 on that with 21 grid levels, we'll adjust the grid. I still want 2.98. 2 point. The reason why I chose these numbers is in my description for the training. I tell you why I look at those things. And then we're going to move this down. And now we're in pocket. And we're just going to drag this till on this side. I'm looking at this till you see where I have adjust the grids. I'm just going to drag this till it basically adjusts itself. And then I see I have an extra little cost right here. I'm going to make sure, I think there's a red line there. Just drag it right underneath that red line. That drops me to having $33 that I can put right into this trade right the heck now. That'll be extra revenue being traded on this ticker. In fact, I'm just going to pull the trigger on that. Preview. Skip for now. Confirm. Yes, sell. And now I have a bot. I'm waiting for it to actually show up. Hold on, it's still, boom, it's starting up. It's right here. And here we go. It's starting up now. It's starting to put its orders in. And now we have another bot. I didn't add any money. It didn't come out of my pocket. I took my earnings that I'm already making and I put it back into and compounded and reinvesting, right? Compound interest. Compounding the interest you're making. I'm earning USDC from all this USDC over a certain amount of time, X amount of time. The last time I did this was over a month ago. So 1 month later, I went ahead and compounded again with the money that's already in the account. What happens when I take my royalties and keep adding it to this? What did this generate? 32% on average from 4 months. $32 divided by 4 months. We're looking at 8%. Monthly, that's APR, not APY. I'm showing you can do it with small numbers so that when you look at big numbers, it ain't nothing but a chicken wang. Ain't nothing but a thang. Right? If I take my royalties and I keep compounding that $50, $100, $50, $100. What are you talking about? What $50? Let's go back into my royalties. Let's go back one more page. Let's go back right here. Let's go to the payout. with me not marketing at $56.07. $56. That's $50. When I'm in heavy market mode, I've seen myself being able to get to $100 a month. Now, but before I was like, I'd snicker at that. I'm like, I ain't doing nothing really. What can I now do with that? With my trading bot, with Bitsgap. Link in the description. I showed y'all. I put $1,000 in. Like, there's no other transactions other than the recoup and re-upping of whatever interest we've made. At the end of the cycle, I'll cash out to USDC, wait for the market to fall, ride the bottom a little bit to be able to catch some of those bounces. November, we have another dip, and then get back into it heavy in November of next year. But all the while, I'm looking at how am I going to take earnings, this digital revenue, and earn. This is part of my digital revenue strategy is CD Baby giving me Chinese, Arab money, YouTube money, iTunes money, Spotify money, Deezer, Facebook. United Media Agency. That's another thing. I think that's UK money. Hold on. Search Google for United Media Agency. And this is royalties for anybody that's new. I'm just going over the royalties of CD Baby so you can see digital transactions. We're dealing with digital electric money, right? Everybody listen to me in an electric way. So this is not me needing to sign to a label deal. I'm making royalties on all of my stuff. I pay one time and I get all these royalties for free. Unlike if you go to DistroKid where I just showed you it's $4.95 per song. And I'm showing you how they're raping you out of music and revenue you're supposed to be making. That's not a business that I'm going to generate. I want the maximum return on my assets. Stop playing with my assets like it's a toy. Your digital music is your rights, and soon those rights will be attached to NFTs, and the earnings of those entities and the visibility of those NFTs are going to dictate how much you make 3% every time that NFT sale happens. Or fraction of that NFT sale because your assets are inside of it. United Media Agency is an aggregator distributor in the internet and mobile environment. So they get you in mobile. RU Group. That's Russia money. Thank you, Haru. So that's Russia money right there. I'm showing you international media money. I'm not a media company. This is me really being a rapper, and I'm showing you I'm a media agency. Because then when I made beats, I put the beats out, and the beats are making money. So if I now make more music, which I'm getting ready to do, even if I theme it, what if I theme it as a game, y'all? Right, Haru? What if I theme it as a blockchain game? Like I work with the company, and we come up with a blockchain-themed mixtape with a bunch of artists, and we get it pushed out, and they put their weight behind it. You understand what's humming, right? This is a different environment because your assets mean more because people want your assets for license for these new smart contracts. So this is Russian money. I already showed you there's Chinese money, 10 cent. I already showed you there's Arab money, right? With Angami. We have YouTube and everything else. We have Russian money, K Digital. What's this? Hold on. Let's check this out. I want to show you the revenue streams. K Digital, K Digital, K Digital, K Digital. Asia, K-pop. Bang, bang, bang. I'm getting K-pop money. Yeah, I'm a label. I'm a label. Like, what does a label do? get ears to listen to media, take that media, find investment in it to put it in a movie, to put it in a show, to put it in a game, to put it someplace where it can earn other revenue royalties so that it can boost in its value, because it's always 5 times earnings to get a loan, and all of our assets have been lent out as loans and then put on the derivative market. Let's not be cute and clamorous. We've always been labels, we just didn't have the financing end because they were pricks. Well, now we're getting that financial part because of digital technology is loosening up their control of how we care about. Like, look, kids want what they want, and I like the fact that kids want what they want, because if they create their own economy, I just piggyback off what they create. I'm not piggybacking off my own shit, because I didn't believe in Bitcoin. Hell, I didn't believe in computers. I told my staff sergeant at $5 who's gonna have a computer in their house. That's stupid. Only nerds are going to do that, Staff Sergeant. Stop it. And then the company nerd got a computer, and I was like, see, I told you. But who was right? I missed hardware, motherboards coming to homes. Just like when I tell you I know what I'm talking about, what did I just tell you? Motherboards coming to homes. What's about to happen? More boards are coming to homes. They're in your house. The motherboard is in your TV. If it's a smart TV, it's in your cable box these days, right? They're just giving you these little devices, you know, these Apple devices, these small devices. They're giving you some single board computers, y'all. I found out my security company is nothing more than a single board computer. In a box. So when I tell you we're going into microtransactions, I mean this. Solar panels on your roof, wind farms at the house that are smart enough to catch 360 wind, helix, double helix type fans. What's happening in the restaurant industry? I'm in the restaurant industry because that's what we do. My woman's a caterer, is a chef, mini restaurateur. Restaurants, we're looking at Flippy the robot, because we can't get nobody that wants to come work for us, because you got to come out with $24 an hour. We don't make that much money for that, so we're already priced out of having staff. How about that? Huh? But we still have what? But you believe this hopium in digital? Okay, well, show me the frick place we got analog left. I'll wait. Ain't nobody. I've been doing this since right about summer, and I've been real cocky with my shit, because I want people to understand this ain't I'm just popping my collar and talking shit just because like I think I know what the fuck I'm talking. I've lost work. I was let go in 2016 as a web developer. I know innately that the corporations are shutting the hell down. I can tell you we went from 5 web developers to 1 to none. We went from having an office building to being at a WeWork to go home. Don't even come in, because the WeWork was too expensive. And that was 2016. We're not even and I've been telling everybody the economy was dumb before 2019. For those of you that don't know, I used to work with Jay Morrison. I was telling Jay Morrison, yo, we need to pivot to tech. He didn't want to listen. I left. You still want to deal with real estate. No disrespect to real estate, but real estate was becoming tech. I think they said it in oh God, what's that movie? Oh, it was a heist movie. The It was they were stealing from damn, I cannot think of it. It's the oh, it's on right on the tip. And like even the actors, I'm having a problem pulling the actors in my head right now. George Clooney. Ocean's 11, right? I was like Ocean's 13 or Ocean's 11. In there, it's the one where they're doing with the hacking. Ocean's 12. Yep, Ocean's 12. This movie here. We said analog images. Oh, I think it's here. Yeah, I think he tells them that they're analog players in a digital world. Yes, right here. You're analog players in a digital world. This scene right here is where he tells them that the world that they knew about was a wrap. It was over. Do you know when was this movie released? Ocean's 12 release. I'm gonna tell you. Let me show you when it was over, y'all. Let me show you when it was over. Ain't that some ish? Right before the financial collapse, a movie comes out and tells these analog guys, old school players, that they are analog players in a digital world and it's over for them. Everything that they know doesn't even matter anymore. Then, a few years later, we have a financial collapse. More analog dying. Flippy the Robot is going to Buffalo Wild Wings. Flippy the Robot has been in White Castles, spreading across. Restaurants are now jumping all over it. Local restaurants are jumping all over the fact that there is a way to be able to get through all of the issues that are dealing with the lack of labor force. You need frying done, burgers flipped, something chicken fried on a grill. Flippy will do it. What is the price for Flippy right now? Hold on. I didn't even do this up front. Price for Flippy Robot. Flippy just became available to purchase. This is back in 2020 for $30,000. That was a few years ago. What happens when you are able to mass produce? Does the cost go up or down with mass production? The costs go down. And as more and more robots are able to be cloned to do what Flippy does, we will have Flippy competitions or competitors that will bring it down in cost even further. Why do I show you this? The robot, as a company, it's whether or not that company is going to go public at some point in time. Does it solve a problem? Yes. Does it solve a major problem? Yes. So I'm keeping this on my radar because whenever it becomes a stock, especially if you're on Robinhood seems to like to get us into IPOs, which means we could potentially jump into IPOs early if it becomes an IPO. But I don't believe in IPOs. I like to wait to let the market adjust itself. Within 90 days, whatever a pump stock is typically falls back down and I will buy in. And maybe even 6 months to a year later, you may have another dip and I will buy that bottom and I will ride it the hell on out. I'm getting back into some trades because I'm seeing that there's a new industry forming. So there's going to be new stocks that'll hit the market. So I just want to be abreast of them, and I need y'all to be too. Again, I told y'all, me telling you what I'm telling you has a selfish interest. Because when I get ready to do some crazy stuff and there's going to be portions where you're going to be able to invest, you better have the money to do so. So I need to show you the money. So I'm showing you the money. I know this is where I'm going to be putting some money, whether it be even the hardware itself to do something in cooking. Robotics and AI, yeah, we'll be looking. Yep. It just has to be. One of the things I'm looking at is trucking. Right? I'm looking at trucking. Trucking right now has a problem, right? All the barges are at sea. All the parts for all the trucks that need those parts right now that are still built the old way are on those barges. Now, what we're going to have to deal with is also deal with mold being on this stuff and having to be cleaned and all this other like mold. There's things that are molding out, clothes molding out at sea right now. It's hot out there. There's sea salt out there. There's been sitting out there for 30 days. We've got mold on stuff that they're throwing away. So we've got a lot of problems and a lot of automation. So the trucking firms that can build their own parts locally, well, that seems like a good play. Right? So that's one of the plays I'll be looking at. Is the automation plays. What level of automation are we looking at? Who's going to be in position to be able to reap that benefit? Are they already a stock or not? When I tell you the analog is dying, I even mean it in music. 1 in 3 music industry jobs were lost during the pandemic. This ain't done. This was happening beforehand, y'all. We were talking about the consolidation of the record labels. Because what they do don't matter no more. Like, for real. We had people making hundreds of thousands of dollars to sit there and say, we need more numbers. Literally have meetings to say, well, what are we going to do to make more numbers? And that was it. That was all these chuckleheads were doing in an office building. Meetings on top of meetings on top of meetings to get nothing done but getting paychecks. Well, now that don't work no more. Everybody's got to be lean. Companies got to be lean. Development needs to be lean. Everybody needs to work on less. You got to do more with less. So the industry analog, we're talking about there was 69,000 fewer jobs in music in 2020 than in 2019. And as we go more digital and as those jobs that needed a chucklehead out of school or a chucklehead who ain't left the industry or a chucklehead who used to be an artist, but, you know, them roadblocks, then ended up because he had a little bit of context or contacts, were able to, you know, maybe get the next person in a little further than them, but they could make money for that 20%. You ain't getting 20% no more, homeboy. Get up out my pockets, man. That's how we treating them now. I'm going to treat them how they've been treating us. Which is they're a loss leader will earn your money. And if I can make my money to get to a point where I have a livable salary, which is working towards the point of how do I get my earnings to make about $5,000 a month? That gives me 60 grand a year that could pay my bills. So I got to make more than that to be able to get that as livable wage. So I have to come up with how I make $5,000. What is your product? What is your subscription? What is your service? Mixing, mastering, that earns you revenue. The mixing and mastering, you put in PayPal or send it right to Coinbase, or you got it through PayPal, you send it right to Coinbase, or in the future, you'll just use Coinbase Commerce and put it right to the wallet and put it right into your trading bot and then earn right away, bypassing the whole PayPal wait situation and them taking money out for transaction fees. Like, that's where I'm heading towards. I'm actually going to be working on that this weekend, which is why I'm recording this now. Hold on, not interested. So I want to show you. inside Amazon's largest warehouse where you'll find more robots than people. Right now, it's looking like it's where is it? Hold on, find 10. There we go. 10-to-1 ratio of robots. 10-to-1 ratio. Robots to humans. For every 1 human, there are 10 robots. What happens when for every 1 human, there's 20 bots? What happens when for 1 human, there's 30 bots? What happens for 1 human, there's 450 bots? Microbots. Regular bots and microbots. The microbots are doing microtransactions or micro work. We're going into a microtransactional economy where smaller and smaller bots will be doing more and more work, being able to lift heavier and heavier loads. So this is a truth. And let's see this. Look, robots taking the packages. They're over here. They're just kind of pulling stuff. And soon they'll do something because that for them is too slow. Having that person working that slow to find the stuff to get it back into that bin, that's too damn slow. So we got to understand that with efficiencies is going to reduce the need for more manual labor, meaning that's more jobs that are going to be gone. But then where are the robots coming from that we just saw? Where are those? Who manufactures those robots? Are they on the stock market? Are they of a private venture? In the future, they could be a blockchain company. We don't know. But I'm giving you these thought processes to go down because come next year, like again, crypto winter is coming after this November, second week of December. Crypto is over until 2020, the end till about 2023. All right. Harvesting water from air 24 hours a day with no energy input. So again, we are talking about transactions based off of being able to generate some type of byproduct, water. So now could you sell water? Could you now use your energy that you make your own green energy to now use this thing? Oh, it says no energy input. So it's just pulling water out. So now you can create water and you can create energy. Come on, man. So again, more revenue streams. I'm looking at digital revenue. Excuse me. Decentraland books deadmau5, Paris Hilton for more metaverse. This is from October. This is an old article, but the deadmau5 is in more games. Actually, deadmau5 is coming back to one of the games that I've been looking at, which is Blanco's Block Party. If we go into the news, deadmau5, there he goes, 20 hours ago. deadmau5 has another version of his avatar that's going to be in there. And potentially, again, concerts can be in realms like this. This is just one place. So, again, music festival inside a digital world. Almost one, oh, so why I brought that up is concerts. As more and more physical concerts are disappearing, more and more need for digital entertainment is sprouting up. And these acts are in position since they are already doing digital shows, digital work. So if you can even stream digitally, which is why I've been focusing on how to stream better and how to create better interactive shows, which I'll launch most likely in January. When those things happen, I'll be able to generate content at speed, which will allow me to be into these multiverses in different ways. 1.1 million people have already signed up for Coinbase NFT waitlist. So now we're talking about 1 million people waiting for NFTs. I'm looking for cheap ways to make NFTs. Now you're telling me there's going to be 1 million people hungry for content. It's just, what are you doing with those NFTs besides, hey, it's a picture? Because usability, utility goes a long way. So I want my, like for me, perfect example is I can create some characters. Let's say if I create 1,000 of them, right? I put them out for free. Then whomever characters sell the most, now I can sit there and grow those character brands further, giving more modifications, giving them more utility, but I can let the market decide on whether or not a artwork is worth me it going further into the utility of it. So we can do R&D and get it paid for. I can R&D an album, right? I can have people listen to beats, put money behind the beats they think are the dopest, and then those beats become songs. Those songs get pushed further as more and more investment gets put into the projects. What if you could have your projects funded and paid for in a better way? Right? That's what I'm trying to build for myself. How do I automate the funding of my projects if I need funding? Or how do I take the money I'm earning already and invest it better so that I can have my own funding? My next advance, quote unquote, is from myself to work on another project. Oh, I'm going to give myself 50 grand to work on an album this year. And boom, I do something with that 50 grand. I put it into staking, I earn on it, and then I begin building out some type of portfolio music based off of how I'm making more interest and compounding that, so that it's not just me spending money and going to the studio and blowing it. That's stupid. We can make studios in our home with FL Studio and Studio One and Pro Tools and Logic and what have you. So when we talk about this wait list, you're talking about a broadcast of content, digital asset content to 1.1 million waiting. That's not everybody that's just there and didn't sign up like me. I didn't sign up to this wait list, but I'm waiting. And we'll move on. NFTs will be the key to accessing the metaverse. Now, unfortunately, we're going to deal with the fact that Facebook and its ultimate I am nothing but a dirtbag is, of course, stealing yet again something else. You know, they stole from Twitter, the feeds. They stole from Snapchat. They stole from everything that they can steal from Google. They stole from everybody. They have no real universal thought. And if they don't steal it from you, they buy you. And if they can't buy you, then they jack you and steal it from you anyway. It's one of the two. They're either going to buy it or steal it from you. Or just steal it from you and buy you and then steal it from you and get rid of you. Either way, they're going to steal it from you. He learned it from Bill Gates. NFTs will be the key of acting the metaverse, of accessing the metaverse. They are not a metaverse. What is a metaverse? By its definition, means it's meta, more, lots of, outside, not micro, macro, right? Multi. So inside, say, Grand Theft Auto, you had the game itself. So Grand Theft Auto by itself is a universe. Inside Grand Theft Auto, you had multiple games that were happening. So that was a universe. And then there's multiple Grand Theft Autos giving you multiple timelines, giving you metaverses or multiverses. I'll say the multiverse rather than the metaverse, since they want to be meta, will be multi. So the multiverse is coming. NFTs will be the biggest thing to that multiverse. Think NFTs with NFTs. One of those, I put it into the Discord, link in the description. One of the links I put in the Discord is right here. Rev Motorsport. I said Rev, like a Gran Turismo, Midnight Club Street Racing type beats with NFTs that have NFTs as parts. So think of it this way. You've got this car, that's an NFT. Potentially a paint job, that might be an NFT. I said might, because I haven't played this yet. The parts that make up this car are all going to be NFTs. So you might have a spoiler and exhaust and tires and rims and engine and all these cosmetic things that modulate to this car and give it certain specs, speed, adjustments, tweaks, or even the tweaks to engine and all that other stuff can be part of this package. And then you can race it, earn from the racing. You're talking about esports. You're also talking about music being played that could be in like shows and episodes, all that, all in one package. This is a verse and a multiverse because you've got maybe F1 racing, you've got the street club racing, you've got NASCAR racing, you've got maybe even crash car demolition in the future. We don't know, but you can see that a lot can potentially come from this in the future. Right? So you can see they're starting to get everything together for all of this to roll out, or it's already out. I'm not sure. I don't keep up with it that much. Another thing I'm talking about is hardware, right? So right now, the hardware for Gala Games, and I told y'all about Gala Games. One of the games there is Townstar. Townstar is like Farmville, and the makers of Farmville are over at Gala Games doing that game over there. And right now, they're looking at new machines with at least 50 and 10 megabits Upwork network connection. So basically, make sure you're getting enough bandwidth, battle through, and all that stuff. The point calculation will be changed. And what we're looking at is currently I'm getting about 1 point per node, which is it's decent. But now we're talking about if you're up 6 hours, you're getting 2 points. If you're up 12 hours, you're getting 5 points. You're up 18 hours, you're getting 7.5 points. You're up 24 hours, you're getting 10 points. That's a lot of Skrilla Manila. Points for stability and calculation. And then phase 3, they're going to have all of these different things where you can earn up to, after 70 days, 40 points. So they're getting ready to launch out stuff for hardware across multiple indices and indexes. Credits. So let's see. Next, concrete. Let's do the industry, right? Concrete, CO2 capturing, CO2 sequestering, CO2, sequester and CO2 capture equals green credits. So you get credits for every time this Green New Deal is about digital fiat credits, and your credits as a business are CO2. You can do it as a personal or your person or private social security number, not a business account. You can do it, but you will have to figure out how to write certain things off for your home to be able to pull that off. Right? It's better off to just have to potentially put it with a business, but you can do it privately. So CO2 is another asset. Hardware, when I tell you hardware, also what you're seeing is data center as a service. What does that mean? Me having a rental space for people to put their hardware with me, and then you pay for your hardware being in our facility. Right? So people will bring their mining equipment to basically a warehouse that I have, because my warehouse is doing can generate so much revenue or so much energy and has so much uptime. That's my 2023 move, is when I start focus. Like, I'm gonna start getting hardware ready next year, and maybe I can get a piece of commercial real estate property by the fall. We'll see. But 2023, I definitely want to begin to look at to pulling off becoming a data center. Again, before the halving cycle starts up, so that this way I can be earning before that cycle kicks off, because it's like 1.5 years of revenue, right? So data center is another electric generating revenue stream, electric money. Smart robots do all the work at Nissan. So I'm showing you, look, no humans. Look, Ma, no physical fleshy hands. So where is that job going to? Who's maintaining these robots? Who's maintaining the software? Who's coming up with the optimizations for manufacturing? All of that stuff is coming virtual. Being able to build this whole factory is going virtual. Being able to have that functioning factory working in a virtual environment and testing that in real time is happening in Nvidia, which I've shown you in other videos. Just go to Nvidia and look at all the stuff they're doing with their virtual worlds and their omniverse. Right? So I'm showing you the fiat, the digital realm is taking over anything analog. And just to show you proof, hold on, just so you don't think I'm tripping, NVIDIA, right? You type in Nvidia. Oops, let's just type in Nvidia, not Jetson Nano, right? So that you can just come to their website, artificial intelligence leadership, right? They're telling you. Then you go to your solutions, or go to products. Go to products and go to software. There it is. Omniverse Machinima. Oh, Machinima. Oh, that is mechanical filmmaking. Oh, they're going after the filmmakers now. Oh, snap. That's new. A method of animate. Hold on. Machinima. A method of making animated film using software similar to that designed for making video and computer games. Boom, 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 boom. Getting films, getting your music up in here. Boom, boom, boom. Can. Let's go. Making funny commercials. So like I said, how you make media will be changing. But I didn't come here for that, even though that's dope. Rendered for real, lightings and all that other stuff. You can animate. See, he's animating. He was the one that was doing the voice for this. His dog sitting right there while he's doing this. I'm showing you, there's a new business coming. Cores, you only need 4 cores or higher. Not bad. Intel i7 is cool. Windows 10. 16 gigabytes of RAM. So you can't do this on a Raspberry Pi yet. You can't do this on an Nvidia Jetson Nano yet because that's 8 gigabytes of RAM. What happens in 2 more years when it's 16 gigabytes of RAM? I'm just showing you a future business, y'all. When single board computers right now, the Raspberry Pi is 4 GB or 8 GB. I think it's 8. Yeah, it's 8 GB. So Raspberry Pi right now, you can get a board for 8 GB. In 2 more years, when it's 16 GB, what can you do? Nvidia has their own single thing. I showed you that. The single board computer for Nvidia. Sorry. Let's go back. This, you can have, again, I'm going to create a board that has, not create, I'm going to use this board that has this Turing, this is called the Turing Pi. It can take an Nvidia, 4 Nvidia cards. Those Nvidia cards are right here. This Jetson Xavier has 6 cores, 8 gigabytes of RAM. So like I said, what happens when we got 16 gigs? Omniverse. So with the Omniverse, hold on. We need to go to manufacturing. This is what I mean when I said virtualizing the manufacturing process. I mean, they are literally virtualizing the entire manufacturing process, including the entire building. Yes, the parts for cars. Look, see, that was that warehouse factory floor thing. Yeah, that was automated in a virtual environment inside this Omniverse. Join the open beta. I wanted to show you. There you go. See? Manufacturing lines with humans. But then what would manufacturing lines look like if we didn't have one person? And have it functional. Interactive, massive factory layout data set. They have data sets already for how to lay out factories. For optimization. All of this is going to be shared knowledge. I'm showing you how the digital construct was rip asunder the old analog. This technology comes to everybody at 16 gigabytes a pop. So that is the truth. The truth is, in plain sight, the digital is drifting away from us. I mean, the analog, excuse me, is drifting away from us. The wolf that we have in plain sight is automation, robotics, programming, software, the software, not and this new hardware, the small hardware. Electric Fiat is running on small form factor, small devices. So where are we going to see some of this make its automation, right? If we look at the news, you can even see Microsoft is automating. They're automating document processing platform. So lawyers, system of documentation, offices, a lot of inter-office stuff is going to be automated out. Microsoft has a super automate, like a crazy automation platform, which is Power Automate. If you learn it, you will be able to get some revenue. Let me show you Indeed. And then put my did I get it right? That's close enough. Low code developer. Did you give me a salary? Power Apps. Integration developer. That might be a new title. Integration developer. So still early, but I'm pretty sure more and more Microsoft stuff will come in. But look at this, Microsoft Dynamics developer. So if you learn this, look, it's anywhere between 27,000 to 92,000. I mean, 27,000. You can get web development work for that. But again, automation is coming. That's one. And of course, I showed you, I'm getting into this one heavy.io. This company does automation products. I'm show you the apps. Basically, you drag and drop. You start somewhere. I have this running on a Raspberry Pi. And you can connect to like Amazon Web Services to store stuff. I can create graphics. I can upload things to Box. I can create applications. I can do project management. I can download stuff from CoinGecko, which I'm going to be using. This is actually one of my robots I'm working on now, is grabbing financial information to start doing due diligence automatically, so I don't have to do it all the damn time. And then I'm going to charge subscription to get for people to get access to that on the due diligence stuff. Google Sheets, so you can automate tasks, projects, files being stored, creating docs. There's functionality for conditional libraries. There's MailChimp, so you can do email campaigns, or you can do them yourself, or you can do SendGrid, and you can use SendGrid to send SMS messages. You can do project management. So again, I'm showing you all this to show you that PayPal automation is more than what you think it is. And a lot of it's not where you're Slack, Shopify. A lot of it is drag and drop. There is some programming. JavaScript is good to know. JSON is good to know. Twitter. You can post to Twitter. Webflow. This one is kind of interesting. I'm looking at another way, but this is kind of interesting because Webflow, if you don't know, now you know. Let me show you. Search for Webflow. I've been on here. It's a no-code development platform. If you want to scale a little bit and you're tired of WordPress, you could potentially go after Webflow as your layout, and Webflow connects to N8N, and you can actually automate things that happen. So you can update stuff, get stuff, create stuff, and since it also does webhooks, where are your webhook? There you are. Since you can do webhooks, that means you can basically watch stuff and trigger stuff in real time. So you can make websites that are basically hooked to all the stuff you see hooked in here. Create some crazy stuff. I'm actually coming up with another strategy. I'll talk about it after the weekend. I don't know if I'm gonna talk about it Monday because I have to do some business work on Monday. It might be Tuesday, but I'm actually coming up with a way to develop at rapid scale for site design and site automation. So you'll actually be able to create landing pages and site pages and then market those and automate those and just create these more usable, personalized experiences for people, because I think that's what people need right now, right? We just can't just create websites or just create things. We need to create experiences, and that's where I think that the digital space will lend itself. These 3D environments, these 3D worlds. Now, one of those 3D worlds coming in the spring, and I want y'all to see these things, man. I want you to see these things. EE is Star Atlas. I know I've talked about this, but they are getting closer and closer. Let me put mute on this. This is the trailer that was launched. This game is going to be rolling out. I believe some of it's rolling out this fall, like smaller little mini games, micro games, mini games are coming out. But I believe next 2022, first quarter 2022, I believe this game gets ready to roll out. And this is a play to earn game. Music, streaming revenue, again, royalties, my music playing behind the scenes, I'm streaming, I'm earning royalties from multiple streams. So I'm showing you, I've had an idea on how I can take my music, get deeper into my music, be able to promote my music, and still get, be able to roll with these companies like Star Atlas. Another one that's interesting, but I'm not into Pokemon, but I'm not stupid to not invest into things that are popping. I'm not too stupid not to invest. Illuvium, which is going to get rolled out as well, is like the 3D Pokemon. There's going to be contests and all that other stuff. So again, can my soundtracks, like beats, can they be used here in the game? Can they be used in streams? Will somebody listen to it in a stream with a that it's just it's playing in the background while they're playing? So you got music playing, and then you've got them talking over, and they're playing the game, but they're playing their own music or my music behind it, and I'm earning royalties that way. So there's multiple ways that I can embed my music, even in the streaming aspect, even if it's somebody else streaming my music. So promoting to other streamers inside the communities, letting them know the music is there, by putting links in your music when you stream. So you can stream yourself playing a game and streaming your music in your stream. So getting yourself set up to be able to do loop backs and all that stuff to stream your music. That the quality is good. That's what I'm working on now for myself, because I know my quality isn't where I want it to be, but I just quickly plugged in a USB mic and started recording. I didn't look for audio quality. I just wanted to be able to just get to getting content out to you as fast as possible when China was flooding out on everything. Now I'll concentrate on more quality of the content I release out, especially as I get ready to start doing more training stuff. But what I want to show you is the fact. Oh, immutable X, big. I am going to be getting as much of this as possible. I might actually be putting my NFTs on this platform. I'm coming. I'm coming to an agreement to one of this immutable X, Matic, potentially Solana, but they rebooted, and I don't like that. That kind of threw me. Like, how can you reboot a system? That means you're centralized like really badly, and I know it's early, so I don't know if I trust that. So I'm watching. So immutable X, I'm keeping an eye on that. So again, these games, there's opportunities to be able to earn multiple ways with your content, and that's important, right? So I think I've shown you, for the most part, a good segment of digital. Again, when it comes to real estate, I didn't show any real estate stuff, but I've shown you in other videos 3D printing for real estate, the robots that are printing homes. You've got the solar panels going on there on the roof, on rooftops, wind farming. So those are going to be credits that you earn that'll go to some type of storage box, like a Tesla box storage, and then you can put like some type of cryptocurrency mining equipment with that, right? And earn. Because the biggest problem with putting solar panels on a home is typically it takes anywhere between 6 to 10 months before the grid actually pays you for the energy if you want to hook to the grid and get money for generating money and selling it to the grid. But it takes it takes anywhere between 6 to 8 months or 12 months in some regards for some people to get on the grid. So that means you're not, that money you just spent to put this solar panel on your roof, you're not earning on. So if you put mining equipment to that, you could start generating money day one. See, digital electric credits. In corporations as a business, my electric credits are called carbon sequestering, carbon storage. You can sell, like one of my former bosses sells CO2 to Coca-Cola. Literally sells CO2 out of the air to Coca-Cola. Just has to compress it, right? You compress CO2 so that you can make all the fizzy stuff. I tell you, man, the hustle's real out here. These hustles is real. These hustles have to be toxic because we got to start shaking through the bottlenecks of the analog. The analog world folded. Like, look at just music creation, right? Remember, you had to make a CD. You had to press your CD yourself. When you could press your CD yourself, you stopped needing all the pressing companies. Boom, they disappeared. The minute we went to CDs, all the tape distributors, boom, a lot of them disappeared. Video killed the radio star, right? So they started consolidating. So a lot of radio stations, smaller radio stations, college radio stations disappeared. Then satellite came. Then the Clear Channel came. Then a lot of these other radio stations got gobbled up. Then you look at the record labels. There were a lot of satellite record labels. They're all gobbled up underneath 3 or 4 now, right? Seagram's owns the largest shares, I think, of music and media. I got to look again. Yes, Seagram's Gin owns a lot of media. So we just got to understand, just in music, our analog. Look at your shelves, right? If you go into Target, do you have any audio space? CD space? When you go to Walmart, how much audio space? Hell, the DVD space is disappearing. Why? Streaming. You knew it was over when Netflix killed Best Buy, y'all. When Best Buy killed Circuit City, y'all. Not Best Buy, Netflix killed Blockbuster, excuse me. When Netflix killed Blockbuster and Best Buy killed Circuit City. Digital plays over an analog. And then Best Buy was a website. That's why they were crushing it. A website to a warehouse to shipping. And then they wanted these physical locations and started getting their ass handed to them. And now Amazon's handing it to them. And now you've got these ghost warehouses. That's the next thing. New ghost kitchens will remove restaurants these ghost kitchens, where basically a kitchen in a warehouse or off or someplace where you're ordering food, and but all they get is little slips of paper. An Uber or whatever comes and picks it up, and you get delivered. They can name this any company they want. And we're talking about kitchens that are serving up to 100 meals in a day in their local areas. More tastier, less synthetic style foods. Ghost stores. It's not the same thing. So I guess I should say ghost warehouse. Ghost warehouses. All right. Then we got images for that. Boom. Oh no, this is the negative of a ghost warehouse. Actually, go to news. Reef Technology, Ghost Kitchen Platform, Reef Technology, Logistics Partner, Bomb, whatever they ever. So I guess they're doing Ghost Nano. Oh, Nano warehouses is another word. Micro warehouses. Reef 500 Ghost Kitchens. I'm using ghost warehouses and getting ghost kitchens in warehouses. Boom. Ghost kitchens in warehouses. So now you're going to have chains in a warehouse serving food, delivering. You're not picking it up. That is delivered to you. And they've got those nano machines to drive it and for your pickups. So, like I said, I'm showing you how how our analog is drying the hell up. So your digital plays have to be serious, right? You've got music, you've got art, you've got programming, right? You've got the coding word or the written word. So poems, stories, articles, you can write web series, you can write comics, you can write and draw comics. You've got Photoshop, you can design and develop whatever the hell you want. It's just a matter of getting out here and doing something besides, of course, look at jobs that are disappearing. Oh, and if you think you're going to do Uber and Lyft, news, Aura wants to power self-driving rideshare vehicles. Waymo's doing that. Lex Indef, so that's more automated cars. Universities have the automated drive. They're backing. Lyft and Uber are backing away in May. We'll see what happens when it comes back to the next year. Auto. 99% of the way to self-driving cars. Waymo. Toyota buying Lyft's autonomous car division. Okay, so the technology is still going someplace else. Now it's going to be in a Toyota. All of they've got so much data that they've already put. Now Toyota has a jump start with all the data that they have for driving cars. All right, so there you go. You've got your automated cars for Uber and Lyft. You've got your warehouse robots. You've got your supermarkets that have been going closer and closer to complete automation by checking out, and now they can deliver it to you, of course. You've got your fast food restaurants with robots that are automating everything, even to check out and all that other stuff. Even the person that you'll hear on the machine to take your order will potentially be a robot. Planes are going to be flying themselves. We got the eVTOLs or electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles that I showed you. Shoot, we've gone through a lot today. Anybody got an industry they think can't be automated? You can tell me, and I can probably show it to you. But if you got any questions, I'm open for any questions right now. Boom, 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 boom. like I said, I've been waiting for somebody to show me an industry that isn't getting crushed by automation. I don't know one industry that won't have some type of automation in the next 5 to 10 years. I can even show you basically. I'm even the CEO. Like, the reason why I call myself the chief strategy officer should tell you exactly how serious I am about that. I think automation is going to crush it. The reason why I'm not the CEO of ToxicHustle Media, well, I am, but I'm not going to be holding that title forever, is because I believe that artificial intelligence will run the business better than me. And then all I have to do is come up with the strategies, and that the AI will, in time, be able to take the strategies that I've been able to navigate, look at the data points, be able to map a better strategy earlier than I make, because I'm kind of reactive, because I'm still running through news and running through history. It could actually take data points and make those moves faster than me. So Toxic Hustle has something called Thor, the Toxic Hustle Organizational Runtime. I did that before there was ever a Thor chain. I have the documentation to prove it. That was back in 2015 that I came up with Thor chain, or Thor. And Thor is going to automate everything inside the business, including distribution. So myself as a rapper slash artist will be distributed. Now, with that, as a producer, I wanted to also be distributed. So I made sure inside that system will also distribute that content. Because I do graphics, I'm in Photoshop, well, I wanted my artwork to be distributed. And then all of a sudden last year, we got this thing called NFTs and DeFi and all this stuff. DeFi summer, right? And now we've got, for the next cycle, with 2024, when Bitcoin cycle comes, when the next halving cycle starts in 2024, well, when that cycle gets ready to run, then I believe it's going to be blockchain gaming is going to be the rude why of the season, right? So what I'm looking at is saying in the next 5 years, I will be in gaming, I will be doing media, I am be a media company that's delivering multiple types of media assets through multiverses, whether it be gaming, whether it be business, whether it be streaming in China with Tencent, in being in with hanging with the Arabian media through that other site I showed you, through my royalties on CD Baby. Russian money is being made in my royalties, and all of that can have a robot trading it. I will always tell you, you can throw a Bitsgap robot on it and earn revenue. This robot, link in the description, I showed you how we set it up. We only had $1,000, and you can see it's been running a little over 4 months, at least since I had to turn it off and turn it back on. We go back to the spot history for, let's just go back in time to August, I guess, through August, save. You can see how many. Let me go back as far as I can go. Go May. I don't think I was here that long, so from May to now, this is all that we've closed out. You can see we took some losses, but for the most part, we've always been positive. Our sum value in here is $2,000 is the sum value, but the profit that we made was around 118 bucks for what we had. And this was over, some of these were like 4 months, 22 days, short-term bursts. So if you look at our public bots, the current public bots we have, link in the description, you can see we are hitting for 32% gain on the last 4 months that this on an average has been running. That's 8%. APR, not APY. So if you took your royalties and stuck it behind a robot and let it compound on itself, you will do well. In the cycle, when Bitcoin goes into that frigid crypto winter in the spring, when it's crypto winter time, we're going to be seeing less percentages. We'll probably see 2% per month. That's what I saw when we had the last Chinese dip. I was doing around 2% a month. That's still not bad. That's still potentially generating 12% annually. Not a bad lick to have a robot running for you. And again, once 2020, after November of next year finishes and we have that little bit of dip, it's going to pretty much rise up from there. So that's why I said, well, I'll be back in. Bots will be trading heavy. But for the most part, it's buying into hardware and getting these electric credits. So since there's no real questions, man, I'm just going to go ahead and shut it down. I will let you know that ToxicHustle, I'm going to be working on it this weekend. I found a new automation platform for web. It's going to bypass the need for WordPress because I think I found a WordPress killer and I'm tired of WordPress. I want to build apps that scale to 1,000 people, and I can't do that with WordPress right now. So I'm going to be able to get that up and running hopefully this weekend. And when I do that, I will definitely be sharing it with y'all so that y'all can get involved in building your own applications to ride out what will probably be a shitty 2022, right? So we're going to have to go, what is our products? What is our services? What is our subscriptions, right? And I believe this platform gives us all three of those things, availability to sell all three of those things from one platform. You can sell products from there to mail. You can sell services from there, so get emails and be able to create services and do work like web development work and graphic work and creating portfolios and stuff like that. You can also be able to create subscriptions. So you can create a SaaS service or subscription as a service, and then be able to sell you can sell subscriptions, or you can be a subscription as a service where you can sell services to other businesses. That's what I'm going to be doing, which is selling services to other people who want to have their business have an edge. As a media company, I mean, how do you get your media into multiple places? If I'm doing it for myself, of course, you'll be able to use the technology to do it for you. So that's kind of what we're working on at ToxicHustle. I'm going to be working on it this weekend, and hopefully to get get it on the system and be able to at least take registrations or take email addresses or something like that, and then build it out from there. And then we start getting things popping. I want to be running heavy by spring to get things starting to distribute content again in the spring heavy. So get cracking. Start getting your revenues ready. Start looking at your media companies. Start figuring out how you want to create music for yourself. Look at these games and even have fun in the creation process of dreaming some new types of music, that you're not locked into an artist that has a hoodie on. You're dealing with avatars that are in worlds that are different. So now you can let your creative juices actually freaking flow, and you can actually do work. You don't have to clone and be the next whatever, because look, any of the next whomever, little what the fucks, ain't gonna matter. In 1 to 2 years, half the little whoever's don't even matter. And my assets don't work being burnt out in a year. I want my assets to be playing in a zone, in an environment for a year to 2 years, to have time to be nurtured, to have time to earn value. Like if I'm with little whoever, he burnt out in a year, or he burnt himself out in a year, smoked out, and ain't productive. Right? So we've got to look at our intellectual property, our IP, and treat it with the respect we need to treat it, because the labels have been shitting on it for years, treating it like a loss leader. Now we can now put it in there and treat it as it should be, as collections, as collectibles, as your intellectable generational wealth. My name is Jay, Tragic Jeffrey, and if you believe in making sure that you can get your finances right through this digital switch up that we're going through, with this analog being phased the hell down and it's an opportunity for investments, y'all. All right. I showed you all these investments in hardware. So smash the like button to make sure that we can get more people to see this information and this content. And I will holla at you another time. Peace out.